What's good, you boy Chris back with another video. And y'all filming today. We got the killers behind P&B Rock murder. Now I know y'all might be like, dang, P&B Rock been died, but it's like, shoot, dude, anyone really got that much evidence behind his murder? I think they really do, but y'all, I just seen this video and I was like, shoot, when I react to it. So y'all hit the subscribe button, the like button for more content like this, man. Let's get to it.
P&B Rock's death shocked the rap game in 2022, but nobody knew how crazy the full story was. A whole family linked up to slide on Rock, and the shooter's own dad ended up going down for murder. The evidence is crazy, and today we're breaking it all down. On September 12, 2022, P&B Rock was with his fiancée Stephanie in Los Angeles to handle some business and go to a wedding. They were supposed to fly back to Atlanta that day, but unfortunately, P&B Rock didn't make it out of the city alive. P&B Rock and Stephanie decided to stop at the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles on Main Street in Manchester for lunch. Stephanie said she had a bad feeling about the situation before they even got out of their whip. She asked P&B Rock to leave his jewelry in the car since they were in a rough area, but he didn't want to. While they were walking up to the spot, P&B Rock told Stephanie he had a bad feeling too, but said, "It's okay, we got God. God got us." Both of them felt like the situation was sketchy, but they had no idea what was about to go down. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles is a legendary place in LA, but that don't mean it's not dangerous. And back in 2007, the game dropped its track Murder and Raps. Today there have been 10 murders in South Central alone. The boys in the hood said Q been gone too long. So take my advice, and I'm talking to all rappers. When you eat at Roscoe's, watch out for the chain snatchers. Take it off slow or you might get killed. P&B Rock and his girl Stephanie went in and ordered their food. But on the way, P&B Rock stopped and dapped up a dude named Tremont Jones. Tremont Jones waited outside and called someone, and P&B Rock had no idea that he just dapped up the dude who was gonna get him killed. P&B Rock and Stephanie got their food, and Stephanie posted a photo of it on Instagram. Then just a couple of minutes later, a dude in a ski mask came up to their table and upped his strap at them. Stephanie said she thought he was a fan at first, but then she saw the gun and realized what was going down. The shooter put the gun in P&B Rock's face and told him to hand over all his jewelry. Then the shooter threatened to kill Stephanie and said, "If you don't give me the jewelry, I'm going to blow her head off." P&B Rock put his hands up and was gonna hand everything over, but the shooter started letting off shots out of nowhere. P&B Rock got hit, but instead of saving himself, he pushed Stephanie under the table to make sure she didn't get hit. The shooter hit P&B Rock 2 more times, then he started taking Rock's rings, necklaces, and watch while Rock was laying on the floor. Stephanie tried to get her phone out of her bag and call for help, but the shooter thought she was reaching for a strap and said, "Whoa, what are you grabbing?" Luckily, he didn't kill Stephanie too though. He just took her Audemars Piguet watch and ran out of the restaurant. When Stephanie testified at P&B Rock's murder trial, she said that the shooter seemed like a kid who didn't know what he was doing. And it turns out she was right. The dude who killed P&B Rock was only 17. It turns out his dad is the one who set everything up, and this is how it all went down. After P&B Rock dapped up Tremont Jones and went inside to eat, Tremont Jones called up his homie Freddie Trone and told him where Rock was. It's not clear if Tremont Jones knew P&B Rock personally, but he recognized him and saw all the jewelry he had on. Freddie Trone rode up to Roscoe's and met Tremont Jones outside in the parking lot. Security cameras spotted Tremont Jones passing something to Freddie Trone that was wrapped up in a towel, and the cops say it was the strap that was about to be used for the murder. Freddie Trone took the gun and left. Then about 6 minutes later, he pulled back up to the spot and his son hopped out and went inside to rob P&B Rock. After the shooting went down, Freddie Trone's son ran back to the whip and he took off before the cops showed up.
I can kind of look you out. Putting your own son on a drug mission and hit. It's wild. That's wild.
Security cameras at their apartment caught Freddie Trone and his son going inside. And when they came back out, the son was wearing different clothes and carrying a trash bag. They burned the getaway car to destroy the evidence. Then Freddie Trone had a woman driving to Las Vegas so he could lay low. The woman who helped Freddie Trone go on the run got booked for accessory after the fact. And Trone's wife, Chantel Trone, got hit with the same charge. Chantel Trone is the shooter's stepmom, and both of them got picked up before the cops found Freddie Trone and the woman who drove him to Vegas. When Nisha Evans allegedly drove Freddie Trone from LA to Vegas to avoid being caught by the police. She was charged with accessory after the fact, but released on bail. According to court documents, Freddie also allegedly tried to burn the getaway car just a few blocks from his house. Surveillance footage shows Freddie leaving the apartment where he lived with Chantel around 2:30 a.m. the morning after the murder, dressed in all black and wearing gloves. He then got into Chantel's Buick Enclave, which was allegedly the car used in the murder. Less than 20 minutes later, neighbors reported seeing the car on fire just 2 blocks from where Freddie and Chantel lived. Chantel told the cops the car had been stolen, but there was no sign of broken glass around the spot it was last parked and no signs of forced entry on the burned car. 2 weeks later, Chantel told police that Freddie had burns on his arms and legs and had to bring him to the hospital for treatment. She also admitted that on the day of the murder, she saw her stepson using a toothbrush to clean a piece of jewelry in the kitchen. Chantel said that the jewelry had a big L and A, which fit the description of a chain P&B was wearing on the day he got killed that represented his label, New Lane Entertainment. The shooter was only 17 when he killed P&B Rock, so his name was never released publicly, and the judge ruled that he's not competent to go to trial yet. Just a few days before the murder, the shooter was arrested for a different incident that involved possession of a firearm at a park, which involved use of force. Freddie also admitted that he picked up his son from juvie just 4 days before the murder and said he was always having problems with him. Freddie Trone and Tremont Jones both ended up in court though, and Freddie Trone tried to say he didn't have anything to do with P&B Rock's murder. According to Freddie Trone, he met up with Tremont Jones to buy a bag of weed in the Roscoe's parking lot. Freddie Trone owns a beauty supply shop in the neighborhood, and he said that's where he went after he met Tremont Jones at Roscoe's. Freddie Trone claimed that he went back to the shop, dropped his keys on the counter, and went to the bathroom. And when he came back out, his keys and his son were both gone. While he was testifying, Freddie Trone called his son dangerous, but said that he didn't have anything to do with the robbery. P&B Rock's mom went to LA from Philly to be there for the trial, and after Freddie Trone testified, she said his lies are ridiculous. The surveillance should speak for itself. Chantel Trone and the woman who drove Freddie Trone to Vegas both pleaded no contest to their charges, and P&B Rock's mom said the women in this case, at least they took responsibility, but the men, they're not trying to deal with it. When the trial was over, Freddie Trone was found guilty for murder, robbery, and conspiracy, and Tremont Jones went down for robbery and conspiracy charges too. Freddie Trone's son still hasn't gone to trial because the judge said he's not competent yet, but he's gonna be locked up in juvie till he can face his own murder case. The lawyer for Tremont Jones says that he plans to file an appeal, and Freddie Trone's lawyer also says he plans on filing a motion for a new trial. They both claim their clients are innocent and there's no evidence that the murder was planned. Freddie Trone's lawyer says that there was no evidence of a conversation about the murder or about a gun. There was only evidence that Freddie dropped his son off at the restaurant and picked him up, but that was enough to convince the jury that Freddie was behind the murder. What makes the whole situation even more tragic is that P&B Rock was talking about moving smarter in the streets just a few weeks before he died. P&B Rock went on DJ Academic's podcast and said that after he lost his older brother to the trenches, he realized that nobody is safe.
Ever since my brother got killed, like my oldest brother, I've been moving different since. You feel me? Like it's just been something in me to just let me know, like this shit real life. I done seen people die, I done been around people that died, but when that shit hit your crib, it's like you know, like all right, no, this shit real life. You feel me? Like anybody can die.
During the same interview, P&B Rock also talks about some other dudes in LA who tried to line him up and rob him while he was out with Stephanie and their daughter. Rock said he spotted the dudes following them around LA in broad daylight, and that street dudes in LA were way more bold than in Philly. P&B Rock came up in a wild part of Philly called Germantown. His dad was murdered when Rock was just 3 years old, so he got active at a young age and went to juvie for the first time when he was 13 on robbery charges. He came back home and hopped right back in the trenches, and at 19, P&B Rock got hit with a 33-month sentence over some drug charges. That's when Rock decided to start going hard in the rap game, and he wrote his first project while he was locked up. His rap name, P&B Rock, came from the name of the block he grew up on, Pastorius and Bainton. P&B Rock dropped his first mixtape in 2014 and got a major deal with Atlantic Records just a year later. Then in June 2016, he hit the mainstream when he dropped the track Selfish and went 3 times platinum. 2016 was huge for P&B Rock, but he was still losing people to one of the craziest gang wars in Philly. That same year, his brother Steph was shot and killed in Philly, and rumors say that it was over a beef between P&B and another Philly crew called the West Side Mafia. A dude from the West Side Mafia named Nemo was allegedly the one who pulled the trigger on P&B Rock's brother, and a year later, P&B allegedly set Nemo up and killed him in front of his crib. Taking Nemo out wasn't enough though, and some dudes from P&B started dissing him after he died. A rapper from P&B named Hop Out Blick dropped a track, Where You Been, and rapped, "We don't shoot from cars, you know we jumping out on feet." and we flamed their whole car because they was trying to jump out that Jeep. Ain't no lacking on this block, Lil Saw in every car I see. Ain't no capping in my rhymes, bro, I be in them cars for weeks. I'm trying to do a nigga like Nemo got, send some to the sea. P&B allegedly killed Nemo, so some dudes from Westside Mafia allegedly tried to slide back and killed an innocent dude named Jai Kustas. Sources say that Jai Kustas was cool with some dudes from P&B, but he wasn't active in the streets. But in September 2017, Westside Mafia allegedly killed him while he was chilling on the block in Germantown. By that point, P&B Rock was already making major moves in the industry and had left the trenches behind, but he was still tapped in with the streets. He shouted out Jai Kustas and his brother Steph on the track Lost You to the Game and rapped, I'm on now, but I'm missing my game. Steph ain't even get to see when I cop that new Mosaic, and Shizzy ain't get to see the jet. We on all these private planes. Rest in peace, my young nigga Jai. Got killed, he was only 16. Hops took an innocent soul, man, he wasn't even in the game. P&B Rock wasn't wrapped up in the beef anymore, but he still wanted to be tapped in with the streets and get back to the community. After P&B Rock got killed, Fat Joe went on Charlamagne the God's show, Hell of a Week, and said he didn't have anything against the shooter taking Rock's jewelry, but there was no reason for Rock to get killed.
I used to stick people up. I used to rob people. No, I'm being honest. I'm not trying to front for y'all. I'm not against him robbing them. Caught him, rob him. Why you gotta kill him?
I agree.
Why you gotta kill him? And that's what bothers me.
Fat Joe said rappers are like an endangered species because they're getting taken out by everyone. The cops want to lock them up even if they're not in the streets anymore. And dudes who are still in the trenches get jealous and want to take them out. French Montana even said that record labels are taking out life insurance policies on rappers because they can make millions if one of their artists gets killed.
But now it's even crazier because they getting life insurance on artists. At least back then we didn't have that.
Is a label signing an artist in good faith if you're taking a life insurance out on him?
Nah, you praying on his death. You praying on making millions on his death.
Or are they being realistic though?
Both.
A lot of rappers get killed in their hometown, but nobody is safe in LA. After P&B Rock died, Ice-T hopped on Twitter and said that rappers on the West Coast never wear a lot of jewelry because they know how deadly the city is. P&B Rock's fiance Stephanie had posted a photo from Roscoe's on Instagram right before the shooter walked up on them, and people started blaming Stephanie for what went down. Nicki Minaj dissed her for posting the location, and Kodak Black said that Stephanie should kill herself. Cardi B jumped in and defended Stephanie though, and said that there was no way the shooter was watching her Instagram. And according to the cops, Freddie Trone was already in the Roscoe's parking lot when Stephanie made the post on IG. Kodak and Nicki Minaj both ended up apologizing to Stephanie over the situation, and a ton of artists were showing love to P&B Rock and her on social media. P&B Rock's career had been slowing down a little bit, but he was trying to get it popping again and wanted to go independent so he could own everything he made. He dropped one independent single called Love Me Again in September 2022, but then just a couple weeks later, he was tragically killed by a teenager who was just doing what his dad told him to. It's not clear when the shooter will go to trial, but at least P&B Rock's family got some justice for him after Freddie Trone and Tremont Jones were both convicted for setting them up and getting them killed. Hopefully other rappers move differently when they go out to LA. It's a dangerous city even if you don't have money. The rap game has already lost too many artists, and wearing a lot of jewelry just puts a bigger target on your back. Rest in peace to P&B Rock.
There y'all go, y'all. Y'all feel me? They gonna include that video of that man, P&B Rock. You know, that's crazy that man was ultimately really set up. But y'all feel me? Y'all better watch what y'all doing, watch what you wear. And this, it's okay to look low key, bro. It's okay to look low key. But y'all feel me? Yes, sir. We'll include that video. Y'all go follow me and friends, and y'all go follow my TikTok, Crystal Clips. And y'all go follow my Cultivate Pay Luxury Studios. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button for more content like this, man. Catch you next one, peace.
And I need me to do if I ain't get paid, I ain't doing the show. Shit, I'm finna.